Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Today we are talking all things anti-aging. Have you ever heard of NAD? Whether it's a supplement, injection, I know that Jake and myself are very passionate about biohacking. We love to do anything and everything to help us have peak performance, our cognitive bandwidth. We need that to be here, right?
Every single day.
Off the charts.
Yeah.
And of course, anti-aging. And when it comes to anti-aging and scientific research, we have found an expert that is known as the king of NAD.
It's absolutely incredible. And this doctor, this professor, has been doing this for over 40 years in medical research. And we were like, all right, well, let's get our hands on this. Let's try this out ourselves. And not just try it, but we got to actually measure it, which is the coolest thing because we're going to dive all into that on how this is his own patent and works. And so I think we should introduce our good friend, Jin, over here.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you for being here. And let me just first of all say, when reading about you and your dedication to scientific research and your formulations, like I am mind blown. I was sharing with my husband all that you've done, and it's just so amazing. And you've created an amazing world-class product that we have not seen anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm really pleased to have this chance to share with your audience about what we have done and how we might be able to help them to achieve wellness and longevity.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, dude, you got to take us back to what is NAD because, you know, some people have heard of it. For a while, people thought it was only for the rich and famous because they're all doing these IVs and all that. But you have this product that literally anyone could take at home and they could just take it in their water. But like, what is NAD and like, why is that so important even for the everyday user?
Sure. So NAD is, you can call it a vitamin. A vitamin is what you really need every day to help your cells to function. But NAD is not just another vitamin. NAD is probably the most important vitamin because it's required for the function of over 500 different enzymes.
Wow.
Without NAD, we probably wouldn't be here talking for more than 30 seconds or maybe 1 minute. That's because NAD is absolutely required for the production of another molecule that more people may have heard of. It's the cellular energy, or called ATP. Without ATP, it's like when your car runs out of gasoline, and the engine wouldn't work anymore, and the car will just stay there and doesn't move.
Yeah, and I remember learning about ATP as a nurse, and that's the energy and such, but NAD is the thing that requires to create ATP, is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. Yeah. So there's a non-process when we consume food and turn the food into ATP to run our cells, our body.
Yeah.
But without ATP, this engine just doesn't work. So you cannot create ATP without NAD.
And so for people that are saying, well, I eat a good diet, I like to keep minimal on supplements and such, maybe I'm eating the right amount of protein and all that. What about for them? Like, how is there still a problem with trying to get the right amount of NAD, especially as you get older?
So NAD levels are the highest in very young children and even up to teenagers. And in our late 20s and early 30s, NAD level is already reduced by about 50% in about 50% of the this subset of the population.
Okay.
So and the level continues to go down as we age. By our 50s, even later 40s, almost every single person would be deficient in NAD if intervention is not taken.
And that's even if they're pretty healthy too. Like there's not really any significant way unless supplementation to boost that back up.
Yeah, that's a great question because many people tell me that, well, I'm healthy, I exercise, I eat well, healthy, my NAD should be fine. That's absolutely not true. It is true that a healthy lifestyle can give you a higher NAD levels, but unfortunately, even if you do all these things correctly, your NAD level is still not at the optimum level.
Wow.
And that's why we have to use one of the many strategies to boost the NAD level to keep it at the optimum range.
Okay, so strategies. I love your strategist. I love strategies. Okay, so one of the strategies is taking NAD. Like you're losing it, right? And so you need to take it. So what you've obviously formulated a game-changing NAD, but what caused you to formulate this in the first place? And how is this different than any other NAD on the market?
Sure, very good question. I think I'm going to tell you the story that Jake and me and I were talking about when we walked into your studio. Yeah. So about 5 years ago, we became very interested in NAD because no one was able to measure NAD levels in patients or consumers. And there were some tests that can be done in research labs, but it cannot be done on, large numbers of individuals. It cannot be done accurately or remotely. So our first task was to create a test for consumers, and so we can measure the NAD level at an affordable, reliable way. And it took us quite a bit of time to come up with the first ever NAD test that can be used in a clinic or by a consumer.
Right.
So once we have the test, and we can use the test to answer two very important questions. The first one is, who is deficient in NAD? Yeah. And the second question, probably the more important question, is, does any of the NAD intervention strategy you use work efficiently to elevate your NAD level?
Because they could say they work, and you could say that you're getting NAD, but was it actually benefiting?
Yeah,
right.
Anyone can come up with a NAD product, but no one really knew whether the product is working or not for a given.
Right. Is it placebo?
It's a placebo.
Yeah.
It can be at a population level. If you give the product to a large number of individuals, on average, you see an increase of NAD level. But what's more important to me, I think the ideas becoming more and more accepted, is that you want to know whether your NAD level is increased or optimized. I prefer to say optimized.
Yeah.
Because another product can increase your NAD or some other important biomarkers, but it does not optimize.
Yeah.
Optimization is very different from increase.
I love
so
that.
My job is to figure out a way to get your NAD, and everyone else around you increase to the optimum level. And so without a test, you cannot do it. Right. You have to be able to test to figure out whether the product is good enough, and also that is the dosage you are taking the right one for you personally.
Yeah.
So we do it very precisely and in a personalized way.
Yeah.
Which made us raving fans of that, because we like to see results. Because we know that if we take certain products, and this is why we're here right now, because we believe in this, because we've seen it. And you have this testing system for NAD that I've never seen before. I thought if anything, I had to we had to go into the medical clinic, get some blood drawn, they have to do all their things, and it's like, no, this is literally a little, the finger prick thing where you put a little bit of blood.
Which is so cool that you can actually see where your NAD levels are at, which is super telling. And while kind of explaining the test, Well, it's simple. You prick your finger,
Yeah, you just
or
put-
your
you just
husband
put-
pricks your finger.
Yeah, I had to.
If you don't like to look at blood.
Someone might have almost passed out, but it's okay.
I can speak on stages in front of 25,000 people, but if you prick my finger, I'll pass out. You know, that's just how it goes. But it's so cool because it gives you a couple different tests, and then you can see where you're at. And I love the technology behind this because you just log into your account or you actually email and tell us where we're at.
Well, this is the one thing I want to add to this is, you know that if you're taking an NAD product, which we're going to talk about the difference of yours here in a second, you know it's going to help in maybe some way. But for me, I'm younger in the sense you're younger. You would think that our NAD levels are naturally already really high, and we're like, okay, maybe we do or don't need this. But when we did the test and got our baseline, that's when we saw that we were like deficient. And that's where I was like, there's no way. Like, how am I deficient? I'm young and healthy. But then I started taking this product, and then 30 days later for both of us, our numbers literally, like, I think mine almost doubled. Yours increased.
Yours doubled.
Mine, like mine doubled. And
you were taking a stronger dosage than mine because I only took one a day.
Well, you were taking 2 a day for a bit, and then, life happens.
The wedding and all the things, but it just goes and improves because I'll just shoot you straight all day long. He was like, let me see, blah, blah, because he studies supplements. Like, he's always listening to science stuff. He knows so much that he was like, let me see. And I was like, please just take it. And he's like, I will. And you went at it twice a day.
I went twice a day. I was like, let me get my 30-day trial.
Diligent. And you got your 30-day test. So we took this in the beginning, and then we took it 30 days later. And tell us what happened to you.
Well, and Mike, what was my numbers again? Mike's the guy behind the camera here.
Yours.
So over 100% increase, right?
Yeah, it's over 100% increase for you.
Yeah.
And was about 50% increase for Emily.
But 50%.
She wasn't taking.
You were not taking the product consistently.
She was taking a lesser dose.
But makes sense. 50% with a lesser dose. Yours
correct.
is 100% with a double dose.
So imagine when you actually double dose up and where you could be, because.
But let me just say that I feel it when I take it. It's like I can focus better. Like, it gives me that, that little bit of edge, I feel. But let's just back it up. So you test in conjunction with actually taking the supplement, which this is really great because it can go in your handbag, your briefcase, whatever.
It's a powder you mix in water.
And you just mix it with water, super easy to do. But back to your original statement. So we were shocked when we got our initial numbers. Let's just ask this. What causes someone to have lower numbers?
Okay, so the over 500 different cellular processes consume NAD in your body. And you do not get many building blocks for your cells to rebuild NAD back up. So as time goes by, you are consuming more NAD, but you are not providing your body what the cells need to remake NAD. The overall balance is your NAD level becomes lower and lower. Now, in general, healthy individuals have higher NAD levels. That's because most, people with various diseases have higher inflammation. Higher inflammation increases enzyme called CD38. No one needs to remember this.
I love it. Bring it.
CD38 is an enzyme that just degrades NAD level for its function.
Because of inflammation.
Because of inflammation.
Wow.
So poor health is associated with high inflammation. High inflammation increases CD38. CD38 is all your NAD, and you have much lower NAD level. Even when you are healthy, it goes down. And if you are unhealthy, it goes down much faster and much lower.
And so
we actually have teenagers who have NAD level around 10.
Wow.
Which is really low.
Which is really low because over 75% of teenagers have NAD levels above 40.
Okay.
And the individual with NAD level around 10 has serious health issues that I'm not going to go
Wow.
into details.
Right.
So what are the benefits from having a high NAD score?
Well, there are a number of benefits, and the most important benefit is higher energy. And about 70% of patients who go see a doctor complain about being tired all the time. So chronic fatigue is the number one reason why people go see a doctor. And in respect of the causes of chronic fatigue, NAD deficiency seems to be a common root cause.
Okay.
And by taking NAD products and getting their NAD levels optimized, and we can increase energy in at least 80% of the individuals who have optimized NAD level. So number one is increase energy. The second one is it's harder to tell, but the competitors are better sleep.
Yeah.
More mental clarity.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And it also reduces the insulin resistance, which is
Interesting.
major risk factor for diabetes and other metabolic syndromes.
So many of my girlfriends have insulin resistance.
Yeah, it's a major problem. This works really good for reducing insulin resistance. And then reducing inflammation is another major benefit.
Wow.
And I can tell you my own story.
Yeah.
I'm a tennis player.
Yeah.
And I'm this year 61 years old.
Wow.
And starting from 20 years ago, I had to take a Tylenol before I play tennis. I love tennis. I have to play, even if it hurts myself. If I didn't take a Tylenol and play tennis, I wouldn't recover for a whole week. And I had to warm up for almost 1 hour before I can play.
Wow.
And about 3 months after being on the product, I didn't realize at the time, I did not have to take a Tylenol. I recover almost immediately. I play 4 hours a time at 61, twice a week. My world issues related to my tennis game, my shoulder, my wrist, and my back pain. Even I have a sciatic nerve problem, and they are all gone.
Oh my gosh.
I had asthma for over 20 years, gone. I don't use asthmatic medicine anymore. I have, my family is quite allergic to everything. Allergies are gone.
Wow.
And
you know what I love about that, thank you for sharing that, is, you know, we have people that, and this is ourselves too, when we speak for the listener here, we're also speaking on our own behalf. There's people that take, you know, like turmeric to help with, you know, inflammation. They take some stuff if they have bad joints, like
ashwagandha.
Yeah, but I forget what, chondroitin and other things. So they have all these things that are kind of like superficial symptom helpers, but NAD in this product is the foundation.
Because of your cells.
And if we can give the building blocks to every single cell, 500 plus enzymatic processes, correct? Then all those things are naturally going to just become better, healed, maybe things that you never knew was there. Now you're like, your nose isn't as stuffy anymore. It's amazing that you had your own personal experience on that. I know for us, the clarity and sleep was the biggest thing. I think that there was this almost like weird correlation between we were getting bad sleep because we had lack of clarity, and because we had lack of clarity, we had decision fatigue, and we wanted to try to get things done, but we couldn't, so we stayed up later. So it was like, because we had clarity, not only were we able to get things done more better in the morning, earlier, faster, but then we also were able to fall asleep quicker. Like we fall asleep so fast now, but there's a plethora of benefits. So my question would be, for someone listening right now, that you did give the benefits of what they could get of it, and then maybe some of these could be the antithesis of it, but how do they know, or how could they tell right now that they might have like an NAD deficiency before doing the test?
Yeah.
And almost every single one is deficient in NAD if you are over 40.
So that's the first part.
The question is the degree of deficiency. But irrespective of the degree of deficiency, getting your NAD optimized will provide various benefits. And what the benefits are going to be the most apparent to an individual is not known. It depends on what issues they have.
Right.
Okay. In addition to the benefits we'll talk about, we have seen unbelievable results. We have customers reporting better vision, and I often have to caution people. I still wear eyeglasses. It did not help my vision, but we do have a number of people reporting that.
Wow.
And there's one story that I really want to tell you because it's an unbelievable story, and I wouldn't believe it if someone told me. So exactly 2 weeks ago now, on a Monday morning, I received an email from a Turkish partner. So in the email, I was told that 18-month-old baby girl fall into a well, and she was rescued, but unfortunately, she was in a coma for 6 months. Her doctors tried everything possible to save her. Nothing really worked for 6 months. And then fortunately, the doctor who was taking care of her and is actually a collaborator of ours. And he decided to give her the NAD product. After a few days, she started recovery.
Wow.
And now the girl is walking again.
Oh my God.
It is one of those stories that you would hear from afar.
I really couldn't believe it when I got the email.
Wow, that's extreme.
That's extreme. But when you think about it, it's actually probably not that surprising.
Yeah.
Because NAD is what we call a neurotransmitter. It's something that can fire up your brain, your neurological connections.
Yeah.
And coma is primarily your brain is not functioning.
Right.
Your brain is not giving out instructions for your muscles to work and for the other organs to function properly. But once you fire up the neurological network, you can revive a person. And
that's incredible.
So I was having dinner with a friend last night, and we're going to do a study on trauma patients and see how the product can help them recover.
Which is so cool because you're showing the extreme side of even in medical, traumatic situations, this could help. So then if that can happen there, then we know that for everyday users that want peak performance, more energy, it's not just we're just sharing testimonials, but the proof is in your test. And I think something that we should get clear on, and I know you have some questions on anti-aging, is the difference of your product versus others. Because let's be real, there are many other products out there that are NAD.
Pill form.
But there's something specific in here. You have a proprietary blend, as you said before, the secret sauce.
Yeah.
So I want you to share about that and also share the importance of what NMN is versus just taking NAD.
Yeah. So there are 5 different ways of getting your NAD level up. And the only way that can optimize your NAD level is through what we call NAD precursor. I'll explain what an NAD precursor is, because most people may not be familiar with the term. So a precursor is basically something that our cells or any industrial procedure that uses to build the final product. The final product that gives us the function is called NAD, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide.
So that's the final product.
That's the final molecule.
But we need the precursor to
And you can give the final molecule to someone, and hopefully it does increase your NAD level. Unfortunately, if you just give NAD to someone, the NAD molecule is too big to get inside the cells. So we are the first one to discover that if you give NAD through IV, intravenous infusion, it actually does not increase your NAD level inside the cells. You know, a lot of the celebrities and
I mean, I've shelled out some money for
Yeah, we've
that.
spent a good amount of money.
Yeah.
$1,000.
Why didn't we meet you earlier?
I know. Because I was going,
That's a good question to you.
I was going, is this really working? And then when it goes fast, I feel nauseous. And anyways, that's a whole.
Continue.
Yeah.
So anyway, NAD IV does provide some temporary relief, and it's good for some neurological conditions, even for addictions. I'm not poo-pooing NAD IV, okay? But the problem I have is people expect NAD IV to increase your cellular NAD and increase your energy and make you live longer and so on. That's absolutely not true, because you have to get your intracellular NAD levels up to have the energy in the long run, and also to have the anti-aging properties. So NAD is good for some circumstances, but in general, it's not a good approach.
It's not the full package of what it can create. That's why you need the precursors.
Now with the precursors are much smaller. The precursors can get inside of the cells and to allow the cells to make NAD. Okay, so you can increase cellular NAD, and it also can increase the extracellular NAD.
Wow.
So NAD precursors are the best way to increase intracellular NAD level. And that's the first point that I want you to understand. And there are also different types of NAD precursors. There are two main types. One is called NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide. And the second one is called NR, nicotinamide riboside. There are a lot of debates as to whether NMN works better or NR works better. We have shown in several studies, by and large, both NMN and NR can increase NAD levels. Now, personally, I believe NMN works better.
Which is what's in the product, right?
Yeah, but the major difference is between the NMN or NR product and what we have formulated, and we call it Vitality Boost. Now, the major difference between this product and all others is how we formulate it. So we have 4 ingredients in this formulation. And the first ingredient obviously is NMN, the precursor for cells to make NAD. We have to have NMN. We can put NR in this as well if we want to, but NMN alone is sufficient. Then the second product we have is called D-ribose. And you don't need to know what it is. And D-ribose is a component of the NAD molecule. It's a component of the RNA molecule. Without D-ribose, you wouldn't be able to make NAD.
Oh, interesting. I was wondering what that was in there.
The third ingredient is called nicotinamide, or some people call it niacinamide. It's the same, just 2 different names. Now, when the NAD is degraded in your cells, and the final product includes nicotinamide, and our cells has the ability to use the nicotinamide to remake NAD. And this is called the salvage pathway.
I've never heard of that.
You don't need to know this terminology.
But this is so cool. Put quick pause and continue on that. This is so cool for people to hear, because it's more than just getting an NAD product, right? And that's one of the things is you have this science of this complete package versus just getting NAD or even just getting I've seen NMN products, but to learn about the ribose, the nicotinamide, and the other one, it's
because it works in harmony together.
That's
the precursor. And,
Very good point.
Yeah.
So I'll come to that.
Yeah.
If I want to, so we have two different ways to increase NAD level. We have the NMN that can be turned into NAD very quickly by using one enzyme, and then we have the nicotinamide and D-ribose that can be turned into NAD as well. So it's double whammy. So you got
and what's the creatine for to help with that?
The fourth ingredient is creatine. Now, creatine, many people don't know. You can look at the websites on creatine. They don't understand it. Creatine is normally known as a muscle builder.
Yeah.
You know, you are in the fitness wellness field. You know how creatine works. So it builds muscle, but what creatine does is actually it serves as a battery for ATP. Many people don't understand it. Now you turn creatine into phosphocreatine. You are basically you store the excessive ATP molecule when you don't need, and the ATP is released from the phosphocreatine, the battery of ATP, when you are engaged in activities.
So in simple terms, more energy, more sustained energy.
It's basically a storage of ATP when you don't need it.
It's
so
just
cool. Like a battery. You have more electricity.
Now, Jin, she's already thinking this. Is this going to make her bulky, put on all this muscle
it's
tone?
Probably such a...
It increases your muscle mass, but it does not increase your fat. So it's going to help your muscle function, giving your muscle more energy.
Cool.
And what's really important is what you said. I want to come back to that. It's really about the synergy between the ingredients. And it has to be in the ratio that we have in this formula. You cannot just mix this 4 ingredients randomly and expect to get the outcome.
So cool. I love it. Yeah, and there's no other product like this on the market.
This is a patent pending formulation.
You got your patent.
We got the patent.
Yeah.
And you know, other people they can find it.
They can try, but they can't win. They don't know the exact. So when did this come out?
This came out a little over a year ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, about 18 months.
And is this your first product, or have you done others?
This is our first product. We have multiple other products that are coming online. What we are trying to do is we in addition to the NAD test, we have another longevity biomarker panels that allows you to assess the overall status of your health. You can identify what deficiencies you might have and what abnormalities you might have, and then we create a targeted product to address each of the 6 root causes of aging-related diseases.
Wow!
So we're going to have at least 6 lines of products that address each specific root causes of disease.
Wow.
And we're still at the early stages. We want to push them out one by one, and so we can make everyone healthier and live over 100 years.
Really
the
cool.
king of NAD, anti-aging. What I really want to know is like what do you think, if you had to like boil it down, what's the top 5 things that causes aging?
So the top 5, from an overall point of view, it's nutrition, lifestyle and genes. Let me simplify it.
Right.
So we all inherit a set of genes. We cannot change the genes, but our lifestyle, our environment, modify how our genes function. All right. I use the Chinese philosophy to explain what's going on. It's Taoism. I don't know, how much you are into the Chinese ancient philosophy.
Sure.
I expect you to be. It's a yin-yang balance that also applies to what we are talking about, life in general, and longevity specifically. So you have the genes that have the in factors, you have the lifestyle that have the yang factors. We don't fully understand how the genes function, but we know the lifestyle factors that we are all engaged in. So your genes, the yin, and your lifestyle, the yang, they interact with each other and produce a cascade of molecular events in your body. So if you can keep the genes and the lifestyle in perfect harmony and in balance, you can stay young forever. I said if. I'm not telling you you can live forever. But you have to keep the balance really in harmony. And if you can do that, I think there is a possibility that we can stay young and live at least for a long time. So keeping this yin and balance is really the fundamental approach towards longevity.
And this is a great start for people, right?
Yeah.
This is a great start, and obviously it's necessary but not sufficient.
For those listening, I'm holding the Vitality Jinfiniti. That's where we start off with this.
So cool.
So awesome.
So we are going to be offering a special, actually, if anybody wants to try the NAD optimization, the Vitality, you're going to get 20% off. You're doing that for us.
Well, doing this for you. I want everyone who wants to live longer and healthier to be able to do it.
And so
I want that.
And so take the test for yourself if you're a skeptic like Jake maybe once was.
Well, the test will make all the difference. So we have 20% off.
Yeah, code is Emily20.
And
Emily20.
we're also doing a giveaway.
We're doing a giveaway. One lucky person.
I think we're giving away 3.
3 people.
We got 3 tests and NADs that we're giving away. So the link in the bio. Click the link. All you have to do is put in your name so we know who to send it to, but we're choosing 3 people to give that away.
I'm going to give you more because I really like the conversation.
Okay. What else?
So I'm going to give 3 grand prize of that's what we call NAD optimization package. That consists of 2 tests and 2 supplements. So you are going to use these.
We're giving 3 of those away?
We're going to give 3.
Oh my gosh.
And so using this package, you find out where you are, and you have the products to get your NAD optimized, and you will be on your way to the things that you want to do, or whatever things you cannot do. Hopefully, we can help you to achieve your dreams.
Well, you heard it from Jin. We're giving away the big packages over here.
We'll give 3 single tests, NAD tests. That's 248 normally. We'll give 3 away. And then we'll give a third prize. We'll give 3 bottles of NAD supplement away.
Awesome.
That's normally 138.
So generous.
That's awesome. Thank you for that.
That'll
be the link.
So I want to give more out.
That's so cool.
Thank you for being here and for your dedication to scientific research, your formulations. Like I said, I was reading about you and I'm just like blown away at how much work you've done and the contribution that you're making in people's lives and all the testimonials. If in like one sentence of the testimonies just from being the king of NAD, okay, what in one sentence is like the commonality, the common thread that people have noticed from implementing the product into their lifestyle?
Well, the common thread is they do better.
They do better. Who doesn't want to do better?
Simple.
Okay.
Profound.
That is as simple as this. And people, once you have experienced it, you don't want to give up.
You don't want to go back. We don't want to go backwards. We only want to go forwards.
Well, we actually have customers who did not feel a difference initially, but once they stop, they know. Wow. What a difference it made for me.
What a difference.
And I would say, give it a try if you want to perform better, if you want to fend off diseases or injury. Give it a try. I want everyone to be happy to work with us.
Yeah.
If anyone is not happy with anything we do, it's on me.
Yeah.
Totally free. And also something that I do that no other companies I know will do is I actually get on the phone and talk to the customers.
Wow.
Yeah.
You care about
Yeah.
this.
I care about them. I want each of them to get the maximum benefit possible.
Amazing.
It consumes a lot of my time, but I'm so happy to talk to each one,
Yeah.
and that's what I enjoy the most.
You're incredible. Well, thank you for being here, and I look forward to continuing to watch and to experience the formulations that you create. And I know that so many of you listening are going to try this product and absolutely love it because you want to do better. So thank you for being here so much. Until next time, we'll see you later.
This was a fun conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jen.
My pleasure.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
All right.